Hello programmers, today I will provide you a short and concise explanation about what is iteration using Python examples. Iteration is the process of taking one element at a time from a collection of elements. Before going to iteration, we have to understand two related concepts called iterable and iterator. An iterable is an object consists of elements that can be taken one at a time. In programming words, an object that can be iterated over. So I have a list here called numbers, and in this list we can access one element at a time. So this is an iterable. Next, I have a string which consists of multiple characters, and each of these characters can be accessed at a time. So a string also an iterable. And finally, I have a dictionary which is a collection of key value pairs, and this is also an iterable. So here I have a variable called height, and it is an integer. Integer is not an iterable because we cannot access each digit in this integer, so it is not an iterable. I will get back to this in a later point in this video. Next, we will see what is an iterator. An iterator defines how to perform the iteration over the iterable. It is like a set of instructions on iteration. So here I use a for loop to iterate over each element in our numbers list. In this iteration, we will print each item in this numbers list using this iterator. Let's run the code and see. We have these numbers and then run the iterator. This is the output. So the iterator prints each element in the list in each step of the iteration. I can explain this a little bit more. If I use break here, we can understand what happens in the first iteration of the iterator. So we see in the first step, it prints only 1, and in the each following steps, it prints 2, 3, and 4. Next, we can see how string prints each character in an iteration. Right here, we can see the iterator accesses each character in our string called name and print each character at a time. So let's try to access this height variable and see how that works. We get a type error because height variable is an integer, so we can't iterate over this. If you really need to iterate over this, you can convert it to a string and then try again. There we go. Now we can see each character of this string is printed as numbers, but it's important to keep in mind that these printed outputs are now strings, not integers. So here is an example of iteration. So I iterate over each item in the numbers list, and each item will be multiplied by 2 and 1 will be added after that. So the iterable here is numbers list and iterator is our for loop. Let's run this and see the output. Here we have the expected output, and the expected operation is applied to each element in this numbers list. Finally, I will show you one more example. We will see how to iterate over a dictionary, and first we will run this dictionary, and we can see a dictionary is a collection of key value pairs. So we have to access both key and values in marks dictionary, and I use this marks.item method to access each key value pair. So after that, I will print the key and value at each iteration. Let's run this and see the output. Here you see the key and value are printed as pairs at each iteration. What if you need to print only the key? You can simply take this values part off and run it. There you go. You see only keys. Similarly, if you need to access only the values, you can do that too. You can just print only the values. So this is it for the simple explanation of the iteration. If you have any questions, please put in the comment section. Thank you and happy learning.